conversation and broadcast. I entitled this The Key to Your Personal Growth and Personal Achievement. Okay. Mom says, grateful for God's grace, mercies, and unconditional love. Amen to that. Again, the key to your personal growth and personal transformation. Everybody comment below to begin this conversation. The key, the key, the key. Let me preface this discussion by saying this. I want to talk about this one thing. This one thing that can change everything in your life, right? This one thing that without it, you will never build successful momentum towards your goals, right? I'm quite sure if you're tuning into this conversation, you have a vision for your life. You recognize that you want to live a purpose-driven life. You have goals. You have objectives. You have a dream that you're aiming to fulfill. Without this one thing, you'll never experience the exciting world of greater possibilities. Without this one thing, you'll find yourself living a life of redundancy where you often feel stuck, right? Or it seems as if this year looks like last year. It seems as if you're not making any progress towards where you want to be. Without this one thing, your life will never change, okay? Now, before I share with us this one thing that is the key to our personal growth and our personal achievement, I want to paint the picture for us, okay? Now, the stage has been set for this upcoming Super Bowl, right? Yesterday, we had some amazing games. And the two teams that are stepping into the Super Bowl, Kansas City Chiefs and the San Francisco 49ers, excuse me. Now, yesterday I had an opportunity to sit down and watch a bit of those games. And man, especially the game last night, John, between the 49ers and Detroit. You're talking about two teams that were dedicated and committed to get the W. Two teams that were hungry for the win. I'm talking about battling toe to toe. It was almost like a heavyweight championship. It was a dogfight, y'all. But who ended up winning was the San Francisco 49ers. And as I entered into the gym this morning, like any other morning, right, my philosophy has always been where I want to go into spaces and add value. I want to connect with people. And when I connect with others, I want to make everybody feel like somebody, so to speak, right? So I'm always like, how you guys see me now, this is how I'm at the gym, right? I'm encouraging people, dapping it up with people, right? Saluting people, right? Motivating people with my words. Hey, you got this. Let's make this thing work. Let's have a successful day. Let's crush these goals here in this gym as we're training to be better versions of ourselves, right? Now, today was no different. Now, as I'm walking through the gym, I see this brother, y'all. I see this brother. He's an old school brother, right? He's an old school brother. He's probably got a closet or a cabinet at his crib full of Jupe cologne, right? You can smell him coming, right? He's got a whole collection of Kango hats. He's got a closet full of gators, and I'm not talking about reptiles, y'all. If you know what I'm saying, you know what I'm saying, right? He's an old school brother. I see this brother walking in the gym, and he's geared up. He's got everything 49ers, right? From head to toe. He's got the Jerry Rice jersey on his back. He's got the 49 hat on his head, right? He's got it tucked down, and he's walking, right? So I give him the nod of acknowledgement. I'm like, hey, what's going on, brother? And I said, man, it was a good game last night. Now, as I'm anticipating his response, family, I was expecting the brother to talk about like, yeah, man, we got the W. We got the win. It started off rough, right? We lost the momentum, but we gained it back and we fought like champions and we came out victorious. I was expecting him to give me that type of response. But the response that he gave me was nothing near that, family. All he said was two words. I said, man, good game last night. He simply said, thank you. Now I said, hold on, whoa, pause. Like Mia, he said thank you almost as if he had laced up his cleats, put on some pads, and took a few snaps and was out there himself, right? Like he was on the team, like he was being acknowledged for his performance out there on the field. The man said, thank you, right? And as I sat back and I thought about that, I said, hold on, let me pause for a second, okay? Where's this man's mind at when he gives me a response when I'm talking about a team that he's not a part of? And he's saying, thank you for a performance that he had nothing to do with, right? And as I thought about that deeper, I'm lifting the weight and I said, hold on. My man has associated himself so much with this franchise to the part that, like, now it's not a separate entity. He's one with this franchise. And as I began to think about that, I said, what if we as individuals, what if we as leaders had that same mindset as it relates to our goals and our dreams? In other words, he was attached to something that he was passionate about, to the point that now he's committed, meaning everything that he does, when he walks, you see it. What he wears, you see it, because he's committed to it. Where are you going with this, D1? Where I'm going with this is the personal growth key that we all need to take access of in order to step into new opportunities is we have to be committed wholeheartedly, right? And I think this is an area where so many of us are challenged, right? Because there's a huge difference between being interested in something and being committed. If we were to sit down 100 people, the vast majority of people that say they truly are committed are really just interested. Because the difference between being interested in something that you want, whether it's a goal, a dream, a vision, or some objective that you want to achieve in your life, and you being deeply committed to it, the difference is it doesn't matter how you feel when you are committed to something, you'll still stay consistent. It doesn't matter what it looks like when it seems as if the odds are stacked against you. When you are committed, you find a way to make things work and you show up no matter what, right? So what I'm saying during this conversation as we step into this week, I'm quite sure you've sat down and you've established some goals, some dreams, some objectives, some things that you want to experience, some areas in which you're aiming to grow, things that you want to do, not just this week, right? But the first quarter of 2024, this entire year, we have goals that we're aiming to accomplish. The only way we're going to get there is if we're committed. And for many of us, it's the start that stops us, right? For many of us, we want it, but wanting it is not enough. Having a desire for it is not enough. No, you've got to commit yourself to it. When you commit yourself to something, you attach yourself to it, right? Like my man, when people see you, they recognize they're working towards something, right? They recognize you're moving towards something. They recognize you're associating yourself towards something, right? And understand this, family. Write this down if you're taking notes. You can never conquer something you're not committed to. You can never conquer something that you're not committed to. I want to talk to those ones that often defeat themselves before you take that initial step, right? It almost seems as if this goal that you have is so inspirational and it's so big that in many cases it becomes more intimidating than it is inspirational for you, because you've defeated yourself subconsciously, right? Mentally or emotionally, you've talked yourself out of doing it because you've never done it before. And you got to understand, if you're not committed to it, you'll never conquer it. But if you are committed to it, you operate with the mindset that every master was once a disaster, but they got better at it because they stuck with it, right? And that's the philosophy and the mindset that we have to have as we approach this week's opportunities. If I'm going to conquer what's standing in front of me and where I want to be, I've got to be committed, right? Now, before we wrap things up, okay, I want to give us a call to action. But before we do that, here's what I challenge us to do, okay? I want you to repeat after me, wherever you may be. If you're on the subway, I need you to speak this with your chest. If you're sitting in the kitchen, I need you to speak this with power. If you're sitting in the cubicle at work, right, you may be out of order and you're trying to watch this broadcast and you really should be working. Say this at a quiet level, right? Don't yell it, but say it. I want you to verbalize these statements with me, because we're going to declare how we're going to show up this week, okay? I want us to really feel these words as we're saying these, okay? As we step into this week, here's what I want us to do. I want you to remind yourself of what you're aiming to accomplish and who you're aiming to become. In fact, repeat after me. There is one thing in this world that I am determined to become, and you fill in the blank. whether that's the best engineer that you could possibly be, the best photographer that you could possibly be, the best chiropractor, whatever it is that you're aiming to accomplish in your life, whatever it is, there's one thing in this world that I am determined to become. And that is to become, for me, is a leader that is worth knowing, right? I don't want to be known. I want to be a person that is worth knowing. There's a huge difference between the two of those. We don't have time to unpack that, but I am determined to become a leader that is worth knowing. And I will burn all bridges of retreat behind me and stake my entire future on my ability to get what it is that I want. I will have the discipline to apply the skills and the knowledge that I've learned and received. In fact, I will consistently challenge myself to produce my highest and my best results. I will start every single day making the promise to achieve consistent excellence in each and every single moment. I will have the courage to own the responsibility of my personal power and expand my capabilities. In fact, I will confidently feel that there's nothing that I can't learn and no skill that I cannot develop in order for me to solve the problems that stand in front of me and where I ultimately aim to be in life. I know I gave us a lot to say, but ultimately what I'm saying is this: you gotta be committed. You have to be committed. You may feel as if you don't measure up. Be committed to be better. You may feel as if you lack resources. Be so committed that you become resourceful. You may feel as if nobody believes in you. Be so committed that you believe in yourself enough that you become so great that they can't ignore you. I'm talking about that level of commitment, family. The days of us like literally just flirting with our goals, like literally just entertaining, so to speak, in some cases, the vision that we have for our life, they got to be over. It's time for you to marry the vision that's been planted on the inside of you, right? When you marry something, you're committed, right? Through sickness, through health, through good, through bad, through death, do us part, right? John, you know what I'm talking about. Like you're making vows with what it is that you've been called to step into, because you've made the executive decision. I'm gonna commit myself to this. Question: what would your life look like if you committed your all to what it is that you really want? Like, honesty is the first step to progress. It's time for us to keep it real with ourselves. In many cases, it's not the system that doesn't work, it's our lack of commitment. Yeah, you took the course and got the information. Hey, the information that you got is highly effective, but you didn't commit yourself to applying it. You've got all the equipment that you need, right, to launch that vision, to put out that content, but you lack the commitment. The days of you pointing the finger to something else or someone else as it relates to the results that you aren't experiencing, hey, we got to cut them out right here, right now. We have to cut them out right here, right now, and own the responsibility of your personal power and say, you know what, today I'm going to make a new commitment. And that is, I'm going to do what's necessary to get to where I aim to be, because I'm not just interested in getting there. I'm committed to experiencing it. Because remember, family, you can't conquer something that you're not committed to. I want you to be like that brother in the gym, that when people see you, they recognize what it is that you associate yourself with, right? Like your goals are written on your forehead. You move with intention. There's a new level of intentionality when you show up, meaning you value your time. You invest your energy and your resources towards things that keep you in alignment with what it is that you desire for your life. I want you to move with that type of energy where you're committed to what it is that you want and what it is that you desire, and nothing or no one else will stop you. It's time for you to associate yourself with your goals and your dreams. If you don't get anything else out of what we've talked about during today's conversation and broadcast, here's what I want you to leave with. You can transform your life if you commit yourself to what truly matters. Stay disciplined to take the necessary steps and actions to build it, and keep the focus. Your mind is constantly under attack. And this can be some good things, but you're aiming for great things. You got to focus on what you truly value and what matters the most. The calling that's over your life, the purpose that you're aiming to fulfill, and the goals that you're aiming to achieve. But that starts and it ends with you. being committed. If you slid into this broadcast and I was unable to give you a shout out, be sure to comment below. And again, if in fact this is your first time, or maybe it's your first time in a long time, put a number 1 in the chat and I'll be sure to shout you out at some point in time before we wrap things up. Again, put a number 1 in the chat if you're new for the very first time. Definitely want to shout you out before we conclude and wrap things up. Also, if you were picking up what your boy D1 was putting down, put some fist up in the chat below. Let me know that you received some form of value during today's broadcast and conversation. There we go. I think I got it right. Here we are. Lead with intention, Micah. Absolutely, sis. I gotta find my mouse. There it is. Yeah, John. Teams were hungry. Hated to see the Lions lose, but got to respect the resilience of the 49ers, man. They put up a good game, man. Y'all was laughing at me. No disrespect to my brother, though, man. Old school, brother. Absolutely, brother. For sure, man. Again, glad to have you tapped in live. Yolanda King is in the building. Welcome, sis. Hope all is well with you. Very first time, again, glad to have you tapped in live to the stream. Nicole, always appreciate your support. I'll be connecting with you soon. Give you some updates on the quest. For sure. Micah goals, absolutely. But if you did find value in the broadcast, family, please share this out with the people that you personally care about. It's not too late. They may not be able to catch us live, but they too can watch the replay at some point in time. And shout out to everybody watching this on the replay, whether you're catching this tomorrow on Tuesday or maybe next year, 2025, wherever you're viewing this broadcast. Let's stay committed towards what it is that we want. Mom says, I am determined to become better every aspect of my life, my walk with the Lord, becoming physically fit and being constantly positive. Absolutely. Blessings, bro. Likewise, Yolanda, again, glad to have you tapped in live. Family, if we have yet to connect on other platforms, what are we waiting for? Be sure to connect with your boy. I'm at D1 Gibson, pretty much on all platforms, including Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, known as X now currently, but we still call it Twitter. I don't know about changing the name of it, but that's all right. Be sure to connect with us on YouTube as well. That's where all of my long form content is available, including the next season of my documentary series on small businesses. Family, I'm excited for this project. I'm going to do a broadcast specifically on that project, on how it has stretched me in so many ways, in good ways, in fact, great ways. Helped me evolve in so many ways. But nonetheless, be sure to subscribe to the YouTube channel for updates on that. I promise you it will be of immense value, especially for leaders and not just entrepreneurs, but anybody that's working towards a goal. There's 7 businesses, which includes 7 stories and 7 episodes during this documentary series. And there's so much that you can take from each and every single story. And I can't wait to launch this. I'll keep you guys updated on dates here in the near future, But nonetheless, connect with your boy at D1 Gibson pretty much on all platforms. Take advantage of all the resources that are available on the website at elevationisAmust.com. There's the website there. But be sure to connect, again, if we've yet to do so. With all of that being said, let's wrap this thing up, family, because you got dreams to catch and success to create, so we each have to be busy being great. That was one of those bars this morning. We're going to get a freestyle going this morning. But nonetheless, before we do conclude, if you find yourself in a difficult season or a challenging situation right now, come real close to your cell phone device, or maybe you're watching this on a laptop or a TV at your crib. I want you to hear me clearly. Whatever you're going through, whatever you're currently experiencing, whatever challenge that you're faced with right now, understand this truth, not just a fact, but this truth. This too shall pass. No storm is going to last forever. At some point in time, this storm will pass. And as it's passing, here's the benefit of what it is that you're experiencing. You will be made better, right? You will be made better. Maintain your focus. Like my mom said, have a positive attitude, right? Stay focused on your growth and progress and development. And most importantly, remember who you are. You're not defined by this challenge. I want you to rise above it and keep persisting until you succeed. Now, somebody may be on the receiving end of that, and you're saying, well, D1, Mr. Gibson, it sounds good. Sounds great, very inspirational, but honestly, you do not have any clue or idea as it relates to what I'm facing on a personal level, right? I want you to hear me. I may not know you personally. I may not know what you're up against. I may not know what it is that you're currently facing, but what I do know is this. Whatever stands in front of you and whatever stands behind you has nothing compared to the power that's at work on the inside of you. You got to stand up with your power. Who am I talking to this morning? You've got to activate that ability that you have within you to rise above what you're currently facing, because you're not just a conqueror, you're more than a conqueror. Meaning you have the ability to rise above challenges as they come. Whatever life throws at you, you've been equipped to overcome it. You may have to develop some things. You may have to shift your focus. You may have to adjust your mindset. You may have to renew your mind in the way that you look at situations, but you are equipped to overcome whatever life throws at you. So be encouraged. And if nobody else tells you that they love you today, remember, D1 has nothing but love for each and every single one of you. So let's pay this inspiration forward. Pay this love forward, right? We feel good. We feel great. Put a smile on your face today and make that smile contagious. Encourage the next man or the next woman to be encouraged, right? To be positive, to stay focused on what truly matters. With all of that being said, Raphael, champ, I see you in the building. Great day to you. Hope all is well with you, brother. But again, with all of that being said, let's wrap this thing up for the fourth or fifth time. It's Monday. Again, new opportunities, endless possibilities. I want you to be effective. Be successful. I challenge you to be a person that lives with passion. And most importantly, 3 pounds to your chest, family. 1, 2, 3. I want you to be powerful. Peace.
I can see my shot is here, so now I'm gonna take it. Gotta get up, get out, time to stand up, get loud, time to rise up off the floor. And I'm stronger than ever now, can't hold me down no more. I'm waking up, 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 I'm waking up. So I'ma do it right now, yeah, I'ma do it right now. I ain't giving up and